Brian Tracy and the secrets of success in entrepreneurship.
Who is Brian Tracy and why you need to know him? Imagine a young man who started his life with no money, no connections, and no great prospects. For years, he jumped from job to job, working hard, but without seeing any real progress. It was only when he decided to delve into studying the habits of great millionaires that everything changed. This young man is Brian Tracy, one of the world's greatest experts on success and entrepreneurship. Today, Brian Tracy is the author of more than 80 best-selling books, translated into dozens of languages. His lectures have impacted millions of entrepreneurs around the world, and his teachings are followed by great businessmen and CEOs. But what really makes him so influential? Simple, he doesn't teach empty theories, but strategies tested and proven by years of experience. His method was created from the observation and application of tactics used by the most successful businessmen in the world. If you want to learn how to build wealth, grow in entrepreneurship, and accelerate your success, you need to know the lessons that Brian Tracy teaches. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. So stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal the secrets that can completely transform your financial and professional life.
The secrets of discipline and productivity of successful entrepreneurs.
The secrets of discipline and productivity of successful entrepreneurs. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to produce twice as much or even more than others without seeming overwhelmed? Brian Tracy reveals that success is not in what you do once in a while, but in what you do consistently every day. And for that, two things are essential: discipline and productivity. But what exactly differentiates productive entrepreneurs from those who are always busy but never move forward? Brian Tracy teaches 3 principles that can multiply your results and accelerate your success. 1. The 80-20 rule applied to time. 80% of your results come from just 20% of your actions. In other words, most of what you do on a daily basis may not be leading you directly to success. The secret is to identify which tasks generate the most impact and eliminate or delegate the rest. 2. The power of single priority. Most people try to do everything at once, but successful entrepreneurs focus on one priority at a time. Brian Tracy teaches that you should always start your day by asking, what is the one thing that, if I did today, would make everything else easier or unnecessary? 3. The Eat the Frog method. This is one of Brian Tracy's most famous lessons. He explains that you should start your day by doing the most difficult and important task first. If you put this task off, procrastination can take over and your day will be less productive. If you apply these 3 principles to your daily life, you will see an explosion of productivity and a huge acceleration in your results. Now, that you understand how to be more disciplined and productive, let's move on to the next step: Brian Tracy's golden principles for creating wealth and prosperity.
Golden principles for creating wealth and prosperity.
Golden principles for creating wealth and prosperity. If you ask any wealthy person what the secret to financial success is, their answers will vary. But if you ask Brian Tracy, he will tell you that wealth creation follows clear, proven principles that anyone can apply. He studied millionaires in depth and identified 3 essential principles that they all follow. If you master these principles, you will be well on your way to building your own wealth. 1. The golden rule of money. Pay yourself first. Most people work, earn money, and spend it all, or even more than they earn. But the rich do it differently. They pay themselves first. This means that as soon as they receive money, they save a portion of it before paying for anything else. Brian Tracy suggests starting with 10% of your income, investing that amount before any other expenses. This practice creates a powerful effect. The accumulated money starts working for you, generating more money over time. Over the years, compound interest makes your wealth grow exponentially. 2. Income multiplication. Have multiple sources of income. The rich don't depend on just one source of income. They diversify. Brian Tracy teaches that you should start building different sources of income, such as your own business, investments that generate passive income, scalable digital products or services. The more sources of income you have, the more financial security and the faster your wealth grows. 3. The power of the law of cause and effect. One of the most valuable concepts taught by Brian Tracy is that everything in financial life is predictable. In other words, the right actions generate the right results. If you want to be rich, you should observe what rich people do and copy their behaviors. Some questions that Brian Tracy suggests you ask yourself: how do millionaires manage their money? What habits do they have that I don't yet have? How do they invest and make financial decisions? By modeling the actions of those who have already achieved what you want to achieve, you accelerate your results and avoid making unnecessary mistakes. These are the fundamental principles for creating wealth and prosperity. Now that you understand how money works and how to build it in a solid way, let's move on to the next step: how to transform productivity and wealth into real financial freedom.
Did you like these strategies to achieve financial freedom? Then leave a like and subscribe for more content that will transform your life.
How to turn productivity and wealth into real financial freedom.
How to turn productivity and wealth into real financial freedom. One of the greatest promises of entrepreneurship is financial freedom. However, most people work hard but never achieve true freedom. Brian Tracy believes that true financial freedom comes when you start transforming your time and earnings into something that works for you and not the other way around. 1. Create a passive income stream. Most successful entrepreneurs have one thing in common. They create income streams that continue to generate money even when they are not actively working. These are the famous assets that generate liabilities. Brian Tracy suggests 3 main ways to create passive income: financial investments, investing in stocks, real estate funds, or any other type of asset that generates income without your direct intervention. Scalable businesses, creating businesses that once established can grow without you having to be present all the time. Examples include information products, online consultancies, or even franchises. Real estate and property. Invest in properties that generate monthly rent or that appreciate in value over time. 2. Use time as your greatest ally. While most people work with a short-term goal, Brian Tracy teaches that successful entrepreneurs know that true freedom comes from thinking long-term. He says it is essential to set aside time to plan for the future. This means setting clear long-term goals for your financial freedom. Planning your time to focus on the actions that contribute most to your financial success. Delegate smaller or less profitable activities so that you have more time to focus on what really matters. 3. The power of self-discipline in accumulating wealth. To achieve financial freedom, you need to be able to make sacrifices today to reap the rewards in the future. This means making the hard choices and maintaining discipline even when the temptation to spend or stray from your path seems strong. Brian Tracy is emphatic in saying that self-discipline is the foundation of all financial freedom. By controlling your spending, avoiding procrastination, and staying focused on your goals, you create the mindset needed to build long-term wealth. This discipline also applies to money management. Avoid unnecessary debt. Prioritize investments over impulsive spending. Maintain a long-term vision, even if the results aren't quick at first. Now that you understand how to transform your productivity and earnings into financial freedom, let's move on to the next step, the daily habits of the world's richest entrepreneurs.
The daily habits of the world's richest entrepreneurs.
The daily habits of the world's richest entrepreneurs. Brian Tracy believes that the secret to success lies in consistent habits, not in large, sporadic actions. For him, success is a matter of daily behavior. It is the small actions, taken every day, that accumulate and create extraordinary results over time. 1. Start the day with clarity and purpose. Brian Tracy teaches that successful entrepreneurs start the day with complete clarity about what they need to accomplish. They do not start the day with random tasks or get distracted by social networks. They prioritize their most important actions. To adopt this habit, Tracy suggests a simple and powerful technique: the 3 priority task technique. Before going to bed, write down the 3 most important tasks that you must complete the next day. This not only increases your productivity, but also gives you a sense of direction and purpose. 2. Invest in continuous learning and growth. What separates great entrepreneurs from average ones is the constant search for learning. For Brian Tracy, there is no success without continuous personal development. He highlights that the most successful millionaires never stop learning. They always seek new knowledge, techniques, books, and mentoring. Successful entrepreneurs, therefore, make learning part of their daily routine. Some ways to do this: read books on leadership, finance, and business. Watch lectures, online courses, or podcasts relevant to your niche. Invest in mentoring and coaching to get guidance and accelerate the growth process. 3. Practice daily gratitude. Another vital habit that Brian Tracy shares is the daily practice of gratitude. This may seem simple, but it has a powerful effect. He believes that when you express gratitude, you activate a positive mindset and attract more good things into your life. Tracy recommends that when you wake up and before you go to bed, you take some time to reflect on the positive things in your life and be grateful for them. This not only improves your mindset, but also helps you focus on opportunities rather than obstacles. 4. The golden rule: do one thing at a time. Although multitasking is a myth, many people try to do multiple things at once, which reduces the quality of their work and leads to frustration. For the wealthiest entrepreneurs, focusing on one task at a time is a golden rule. This is crucial to increasing productivity and quality of deliverables. Brian Tracy teaches the single tasking rule, which says, choose one important task and dedicate yourself fully to it until it is completed. This practice, according to Tracy, increases efficiency and reduces procrastination. 5. The importance of exercise and health. Many millionaire entrepreneurs, such as Brian Tracy, emphasize that physical health is essential to financial success. Without energy and vigor, you won't have the mental clarity and discipline needed to make good decisions. Successful entrepreneurs, therefore, incorporate physical exercise into their daily routine. This could be a morning walk, yoga, weight training, or any other exercise that works for your body. This regular practice not only improves your health, but also increases productivity and focus. These daily habits are the cornerstones of productivity and long-term success. Adopting these habits can transform your entrepreneurial journey, taking you to new heights of achievement. Now that you understand how daily habits shape success, let's move on to the next point: how to set goals and take decisive action to achieve wealth.
How to set goals and act decisively to achieve wealth.
How to set goals and act decisively to achieve wealth. Brian Tracy has always emphasized the importance of having clear and well-defined goals to achieve any significant objective. Goal setting is undoubtedly one of the most powerful strategies for entrepreneurs seeking success. Tracy believes that well-established goals not only provide direction, but also trigger the energy and focus needed to achieve success. 1. The power of clear and specific goals. In his work, Brian Tracy highlights that vague or imprecise goals do not generate concrete results. For a goal to be effective, it must be specific, measurable, and achievable. For example, instead of defining "I want to be rich," a more effective goal would be, "I want to generate $50,000 in revenue with my business in the next 12 months." He explains that when goals are clear, the brain automatically focuses on finding solutions and opportunities that will lead to achieving them. Clarity in goals creates a sense of urgency, which increases the likelihood of action and persistence. 2. Long-term and short-term goals. Brian Tracy also emphasizes the importance of having a long-term vision, but without losing sight of the value of short-term goals. Long-term goals provide the overall purpose and vision for where you want to go, while short-term goals are the steps you need to take to get there. For example, if your long-term goal is to build a multi-million-dollar business, your short-term goals might be: launch a new product in the next month, grow your customer base by 10% in the next 3 months, learn a new skill or tool that will help you optimize your business. 3. The law of decisive action. One of Brian Tracy's greatest lessons is that success is synonymous with action. He believes that once you've set your goals, the next crucial step is to take decisive and immediate action. The big mistake many entrepreneurs make is waiting for the perfect opportunity or the right time. But Tracy says that action, no matter how small, is always better than inaction. He suggests using the immediate action technique. When you set a goal, take a significant action immediately, no matter how small, to set things in motion. 4. The power of detailed planning. Brian Tracy teaches that planning is the key to turning your goals into reality. Having a clear vision of your goals is just the first step. Now, you need to plan in precise and actionable detail. This means breaking your goals down into smaller tasks, setting deadlines, and creating a timeline for each action. Tracy suggests creating a daily to-do list where you prioritize the most important and urgent activities while focusing on the actions that will truly impact your long-term results. 5. Overcoming obstacles and staying focused. Finally, Brian Tracy warns that difficulties and obstacles are inevitable, but the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is how they deal with these challenges. When you encounter obstacles, it is essential to stay focused on the end goal and use setbacks as learning experiences. One of Tracy's tips is that when faced with a challenge, you should ask yourself, "What can I learn from this experience?" This helps you maintain a positive and resilient mindset without allowing obstacles to impede your progress. With these goal-setting strategies and decisive action, you can start building the path to wealth in a more efficient and planned way. Now, the last topic of our journey: how to cultivate a wealth mindset to ensure lasting success. Ready to move forward?
Want to achieve wealth and freedom? Start now. Leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next tips.
How to cultivate a wealth mindset and ensure lasting success.
How to cultivate a wealth mindset and ensure lasting success. The concept of a wealth mindset is central to Brian Tracy's teachings. He advocates that in order to achieve and sustain success, you must adopt a mindset focused on abundance, prosperity, and continuous growth. Cultivating this mindset is not just about wishing for wealth, but about developing the habits, beliefs, and attitudes that allow you to attract and maintain financial success. 1. The abundance mindset, the belief that there is opportunity for everyone. One of Tracy's first lessons is about the abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset. The abundance mindset believes that there are unlimited opportunities and wealth for everyone, while the scarcity mindset is based on the idea that resources are limited, which leads to excessive competition and fear. Tracy explains that people with an abundance mindset see the world in a very different way. They are always looking for ways to grow and create opportunities, rather than worrying about what can be taken from them. Adopting an abundance mindset means believing that no matter how big the market is or how much competition there is always room for more ideas and successful businesses. This encourages collaboration rather than fierce competition, because you believe that by helping others, you will benefit as well. 2. Think big. The importance of bold dreams and ambitions. Brian Tracy often talks about thinking big and having bold dreams. For him, limiting yourself to your goals is one of the biggest obstacles to success. When you set small goals, you are essentially limiting your potential and failing to explore your capabilities to the fullest. One of Tracy's most famous quotes is, "The secret to success is learning to do the things most people avoid doing." He encourages entrepreneurs to have a big vision and not settle for less. When you think big, you are prepared to work harder, learn more, and act more strategically, which naturally attracts more opportunities. 3. The growth mindset. Continuous learning is the key to success. A key characteristic of the wealth mindset is the growth mindset. People with this mindset believe that their skills and intelligence can be developed through effort and dedication. This translates into an openness to learn from mistakes, seek feedback, and invest in constant improvement. Tracy shares that one of the biggest secrets to long-term success is to never stop learning. For him, this includes everything from reading books, taking courses, to learning from your own mistakes. He states that entrepreneurs who become truly successful understand that learning never ends, and this willingness to learn makes them more innovative and resilient. 4. The power of persistence. Never give up in the face of adversity. Brian Tracy states that one of the most powerful characteristics of successful entrepreneurs is persistence. He explains that throughout the entrepreneurial journey, you will face several obstacles, financial difficulties, and even internal doubts. However, those who achieve wealth are those who keep trying, even when success seems far away. According to Tracy, persistence is like a magic tool. It turns temporary failures into valuable lessons and ensures that you get back up after each fall. He emphasizes that by staying focused, acting consistently, and not giving up in the face of failure, the results will come because the time and effort are worth it. 5. Positive thinking and the law of attraction in financial success. Finally, Brian Tracy emphasizes the power of positive thinking in the process of building wealth. He teaches that positive thinking is not about ignoring challenges, but about facing obstacles with a positive attitude and believing that you are capable of overcoming them. For him, beliefs shape reality. If you believe that you can be successful, you will act according to that belief, attracting more opportunities and better results. In addition, he mentions the law of attraction, which states that by focusing positively on your goals, you begin to attract everything that is necessary to achieve those goals. This law serves as a reminder that if you visualize your wealth and focus on it consistently, it can help you make the decisions and actions necessary to achieve it. With these strategies for cultivating a wealth mindset, you will be able to achieve lasting success. True wealth is about more than money. It is about your mindset, how you approach challenges and adapt to continually grow. Brian Tracy offers a series of practical strategies and timeless principles that are essential for anyone who wants to achieve success in entrepreneurship. By applying these ideas to your life, you will not only achieve financial freedom, but also become the best version of yourself. Success is not a destination, but a journey. And as Tracy says, if you follow these principles, success is inevitable. Now you have the tools you need to start on your path to wealth. Apply these teachings, stay persistent, and most importantly, adopt a wealth mindset that will take you where you've always dreamed of.